boys and girls. This is Miss Carter. We're going to continue with learning about summaries. Right now, we're going to try to write a summary ourselves. So get your ELA notebook handy. You're going to be writing some things down as you pause the video as we move through. Let's get started. Let's watch this video, The Princess and the Dragon.
Once upon a time, there was a king and queen who lived in a golden castle with their beautiful daughter. One night, an ugly ogre captured the beautiful princess and locked her up in his tall, dark tower.
Help me!
The king and queen were very sad. They promised to give a bag of gold to the knight that rescued the princess. "Please save our princess."
We'll save the princess!
All the knights in the land wanted to rescue the princess. They rode to the tower as fast as they could.
Help me!
The ugly ogre roared with anger when he saw the knights. His roar was so scary that they rode away as fast as they could. One day, a friendly dragon was flying over the ogre's tower when he heard the princess cry for help.
Help me!
The dragon flew down to the tower, took a big fiery breath, and blew the ogre far away over the mountains and into the ocean. "Come with me, princess. Don't be scared."
Thank you for saving me.
"My pleasure, princess." The dragon rescued the princess from the tower and gently put her on his strong back. They flew high in the sky. They flew over the tower and the castle, over the mountains and caves, and out towards the deep blue ocean.
Whee! I can fly!
The dragon and the princess flew to the castle. The king and queen were so happy to see the princess, they gave the dragon the bag of gold. They all lived happily ever after.
Thank you for saving our princess.
My pleasure.
All right, so we watched The Princess and the Dragon, and now we're going to try and summarize that story. We learned before that when we write a summary, we have to tell the main points or the main idea in the story, and we're also going to use those story elements to help us. So let's think. Who were the main characters in this story? I want you to pause this video, and in your ELA notebook, in your flipped section, you're going to write down the main characters in the story. Remember, you don't have to tell every single character, but just the main ones that are really important to the plot. Pause the video now. Okay, you're back. Let's see if you got the main characters that I got. I thought the princess, the ogre, and the dragon were important. You might have put some other characters in there, but these are the ones that really have to do with what the problem is in the story and the solution. All right, now I want you to think about the setting. Remember, a setting is where a story takes place or where it happens. Now, there might be more than one setting. In some stories, there's just one. In some stories, there could be several. So I want you to pause the video, and you're going to write down in your ELA notebook where the setting is in this story, where the story takes place. Pause the video. Okay, let's see what you got. I have that it took place in a castle and also at the ogre's tower. It was really in two different places, but those were the main places. Okay, now let's think about the problem. This is the difficulty that the main character's facing, or whatever's wrong that needs to be fixed, that's adding action to the story. All right, I want you to pause the video, and I want you to try and write a sentence that explains what the problem is in the story. Pause the video now. Okay, let's see if you got the same problem that I did. I said the princess is captured by the ogre. She is. She's in his tower and she can't get away. She keeps calling for help, and that's the difficulty that she's facing. Okay, now we're going to talk about the solution. The solution is how the characters fix the problem or solve the problem that they're facing. So I want you to pause this video and see if you can write down the solution that helped fix the problem the princess was having, was that she was captured. So pause the video now. Okay, let's see if you got the same thing that I got. Well, the dragon rescues the princess. So that's how the problem was solved. The princess is captured in the ogre's tower, and the dragon rescued her. All right, so now, boys and girls, we're going to try and write a summary together. So let's see if we can put all of those pieces together that we just talked about, which are the story elements and the main thing that's going on in the story. We're going to try and put that all together and write a good summary. Here we go. Let's try. The princess is stuck in an ogre's tower. Let's think about that. Does this have all the story elements in it that we talked about? Well, it does have two of the main characters, and it does have the setting of the tower, but it doesn't really tell me much as to how she got there, why she's there, or even how she gets rescued. So the problem seems apparent, but the solution isn't really there. Okay, let's try again. The princess is trapped and yells, "Help me," over and over again. That did happen in the story, but that kind of sounds like a really specific detail. I don't think that that's what the whole main idea of the story is. So I think we need to keep working on this. This also leaves out some of the really important characters. The princess is stuck in an ogre's tower, and then she is rescued. That sounds pretty good. We talked about the princess and the ogre. We mentioned that she's trapped in the tower. That's the problem, and the tower is the setting. And then we even mentioned that she's rescued, so that's the solution. Oh, but we left out the dragon, which is a pretty important part of the story. And this is kind of a boring sentence. We could probably dress it up and make it sound better. Let's try one more time. An ugly ogre captures the princess from the king and queen and locks her in his tower. Only the dragon is brave enough to fly in and save her. All right, that sounds pretty good. We've described the ogre, we've talked about the princess. This even mentions the king and queen. And then we've got the dragon down here. We've even mentioned one of his character traits, that he's brave. We've definitely talked about the setting. We've mentioned the problem and the solution, and it's in 2 sentences right here. It sounds pretty good, I think. All right, I think we have figured out how to write a summary. So I hope when you come to class tomorrow, you're going to be ready to write one of your own.